Okay. I think we'll get it after that. All right, cool. So I just want to ask. I need you to take me back to the past a little bit. Um, think of a time when you were in Namibia. I want you to take me back to the days where you guys had the US dollars and like the big slongos.
Oh, how does this guy start? This guy.
There was an era, bro. There was an era where you guys were there. You guys were the guys. I wasn't only. Do you remember that? I was too young for that. So I just want to know like your input. I think Eddie was too young as well, so he can't
First of all, you're making me sound old, bro.
Nah, man, like.
Like the Angolans recently just left Windhoek for us. But nonetheless, no man, I was not part of that.
The ballers.
Yeah, part of
Really?
that. Nah.
Bruh.
Both my mom and dad were like working in Namibia. They've been in Namibia for like 20 plus
Grinding.
years. Yeah. So when it came to like the US dollars, we saw it just like you.
Yeah.
The Umhlongos
It came.
by.
But I was an era, man. I mean, obviously I was young then, but like you'd hear about stories where it's like if a girl was with an Angolan guy, she's regarded as damaged goods, bro. But yeah, I just wanted to ask that.
Finished for that time, bro. We all heard
But
it. We're all hoping that we're there.
Who inspired the skinny jean movement, bro? Like in the Havianas.
It's them.
It's just like an
the
Angolan thing.
So the thing is, I think Angolans got most of the things that are trending from Brazilians.
Makes sense.
And then it's like the Portuguese nations just copy from each other. I don't know about Portugal and stuff like that, but I know most of the things that trend in like the Angolan society comes from the Brazilians. But I'm not sure about like skinny jeans and stuff. But Havaianas, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so if you weren't part of that USD movement, so what's like your brokest moment that you can remember?
Just as my whole childhood. My whole
Like
childhood.
what's that one moment where you sit back and you're just like, yo, I really lived this.
But I think, do you know what, man? I think it comes to a point where you only realize what you didn't have because you have it now. You know, back then, what we had is what we had. So we had nothing else to compare to apart from what you see on TV. But now that
so
you
you
eat
didn't
bread,
think,
it wasn't a broke moment. But now that I think, coming from school, grade 2 and 3, I went to school in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I come back and all I had was porridge, top score porridge.
Yeah.
Then I think I was telling this to one of my friends the other day. And there was no sauce because Ali would just cook and she would go to work. It's
That's
even
it.
pop from last night.
Just
Slat salt water and sauce.
yes.
Yeah, that was the vibe, bro.
Oh shit! I think for me, I think we all have like a broke meal. You sort of look back and you just like. I remember like chowing pop in like sugar water, man. And I was just
Sugar
like,
water, mine was salt water, man. Mine was salt water, bro.
Oh fuck!
No, but it raised us, man.
Yeah.
It made us who we are. So no regrets there. It's what we knew. It's what we had. We're grateful. We're here now. Now we can have pop with whatever we want.
And now that you're here and you've got all these facilities, so to say, how would you say like what's that one thing that keeps you going? Like what's stopping you from just saying, you know what, I've got enough. I don't need to grind anymore.
How do we ever, bro? There's always the next big thing, man. There's always the next big thing.
Fair enough.
So it's about being in the moment and just. We all just want to live, bro. Until you die, you will always want to achieve something else.
Yeah.
But for me, what keeps me is definitely my family.
Ne?
Yeah, definitely my family.
You gotta look out for them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I gets to a point, or at least we're getting to a point where I don't need to look out for them as much.
As much, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just that you get used to being the hustler. You know, learned it from my brothers. You get used to being the hustler, and then you just take over, and you just get used to it. But
that's fucking dope, man.
Yeah.
There's a because you see a lot of people like they make it out of that situation, and then they don't look back. So big ups to you for looking back.
Good,
it's there's a saying in Vambu where it's like urumentuka ishokadaka timba. So,
I'll butcher it.
So it's like it's just there's a lot of things that contributes to you being like a man, or like let's say a human being, to say. So yeah, big ups to you for that. But I want to switch it up. We've got that out of the way. Breathe, bro. Like,
yeah.
I wanted to ask, did you hear about the situation with Lekau and his wife?
Lekau and his wife.
You know the guy, the owner of Drip.
No. I'm not
Ah,
up to
fuck,
date like
bro.
that.
You don't know him?
Nah.
Bruh, Drip, you don't know the shoe Drip?
From
the
it?
South African shoe,
Yeah, I know. Like, Drip was the one that Cassper got his shanky
that
from.
guy. So
I know.
he's like a multi-millionaire, right? And his wife came out like saying she's been filing for a divorce for like 4 years now, but the guy he's refusing to sign the papers and what allegedly. And so now the wife is like, we got evicted from a place that we were renting. They were apparently paying about 35K a month, yeah. And the guy, he's not supporting the family. He's not doing all this shit. So now the wife is coming out and using social media to sort of like get at him.
I'm not sure. I stand corrected, but is she the one that also came out with the name of the side chick that he's with? I think in the divorce papers.
I don't know.
She might have written.
Maybe.
But like, is there chilling.
But all she was saying was that she funded the shit, man. So she funded the company and she started. Yeah, she was doing all these things, and now she's like pushed to the side. So I just wanted to hear your input on, like, you know, like how all of this shit is happening these days. It's like people get married, and then when you get married, or even just friends, you have relationships with friends, and then jiggy when you're doing these things, yes, all right, 50-50. But then push come to shove, people are always being sidelined. You see it quite a lot. Yeah. And I think one thing, obviously we can't discuss this because obviously you're not familiar with it, but she mentioned something about her son is not in school, right? And he's 6 years old. But then I think my thing with it was just like, people need to learn to adjust, and they need to learn to downscale.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand, like, people, bro, these rich people, they've got so much money, but why are they not buying houses? Why are they renting? I still don't understand that to this point.
Bro, when it comes to downscaling, even if you have to think about it.
Yeah.
Even if you have to think about it. Let's say, like, touch wood, obviously. We don't want stuff like that to happen. Let's say things go south with everything that's happening in the UK at the moment, and you have to go back home.
Yeah.
And you don't have a job. Bro, you're so used to having everything like so accessible to you.
To you, yeah.
You just click pay.
It's
you
there.
order tomorrow, it's here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The drip is on point.
Yeah.
Hair is always on point. You don't need to rely on anyone for anything. It's you pay your own rent.
Yeah.
When you are in that moment, unless if you have a mindset like that, thinking about downscaling if push comes to shove, or saving for rainy days, it doesn't come to them.
That's crazy, bro.
And when it comes to like property and whatnot, I think we're having the discussion the other day. I think I've been poor for too long for me to have that and not mindset. Have a backup. Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah, bro. You were telling me about the policies the other day, man. Like, spit some game on that, bro. This guy, when it comes to that shit, man, you're well up to date with that, man. And I was so impressed because I was so fucking mind blown by like what you were saying. So let's just recap a little bit on it, bro.
No, man. Like, obviously, it's you learn. Yeah. I don't think it's really a trial and error, but it's like gaining information from everywhere that you can.
Yeah.
And I mean, also from you guys, I learned a thing or two, like the ISA thing. You know, it's just putting your people on game when it comes to thinking about tomorrow. You understand?
And I think something that I took away from what you said the other day is like, you created the impression where I came to a realization that you're worth more dead than alive. How does that leave you, bro? Like, do you sleep well at night knowing that, bro? Like, so you're worth a couple of M's, but only when you die. Bro.
It's life. Apparently, what is your net worth? Not my net worth now. My net worth now is just the phone. It's about looking out for people. It depends on you as a person.
Yeah.
Especially with like past experiences.
Yeah.
You would know what you don't want to go through again, or what you don't want your people to go through again.
Nice.
And it's that thing, I think, like, shout out to the guy that advised me at Old Mutual about the policies and whatnot. It's how we build legacy.
Yeah.
Like Debbie would say, it's how you have long money in the family.
Yeah.
It has to start somewhere. And unfortunately, always the people that started with a sacrifice for it. So even if it's not for me, at least I know the next generation can be sorted from whoever. So for now, it's the people that are benefiting. Once you start getting a wife and kids and whatnot, then you know at least your kids don't have to have pop and sugar water because you set them up.
Yeah, that's fucking dope, bro.
Yeah.
And So now we're talking about this, right? And you see, like, through the media and everything that's happening in the UK at the moment. Like, does it scare you a bit? Like, fuck my money, bro. I've invested so much into this. Like, do you just up and leave, or like,
Nah,
what's the plan, bro? Like,
Nah, the British people need to get their things together.
Yeah.
Like they can't, you can't. I think we're even speaking about it just now. You can't say the people are taking my job,
Yeah.
and then you are looting Sainsbury and you're taking alcohol.
bro, the people
What
are
are you
angry,
saying,
bro.
You have a conviction. You are convicted as a criminal. I came with a clean record.
Yeah.
I'm here working a job that you're not qualified for. You didn't even go to school for it.
Yeah,
so
fair
how
enough.
is it that I'm taking your job? It's the
Fair
same thing
enough.
that was happening in SA with the Zimbabweans. I
Yeah.
know they are taking our jobs. Those people are doctors. What are you? You dropped out of school. So
Yeah.
what are we actually doing?
Eish,
Now,
bro.
it doesn't scare me, but it does make you aware of like how narrow-minded people can be.
Yeah.
You understand how like people don't grasp the concept of like no one is here to take your job. If you work, especially in this country where jobs are available everywhere.
Yeah,
if
that's
you,
true.
If you
I
work
think-
for it, you can get it.
I think it's a bit deeper than just jobs, to be honest. I think correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I'm looking at this from the outside, it's like I think there's a fear of people coming into the country and then changing the image of the country, or trying to make it a new version of their previous country. I think people are afraid of the fact that maybe the Muslim people will come in and they'll switch the whole thing up and make it like a Muslim country. And I think that's what they don't want. And I don't know. I mean, I sort of like understand both parties,
Fair.
but it's like, I don't know if the war is going to solve it, because obviously it's inevitable. The civil war is going to happen. And you can see it already, like you've got the white people, you've got them doing their stuff, and then you've got the Muslim people fighting against. So it's like two parties that are fighting each other, and like for the first time the black people are like but then
they moved from us. They moved from us. But it's a thing of, especially in this country, in this particular country, the UK.
Yeah.
One thing we know, or that we've learned about this country, is without immigrants, I don't know where this country would be.
Okay.
You know, especially when it comes to like serious jobs.
Yeah.
Or not even just serious job, odd jobs, carer jobs, varkevas job.
Yeah.
They don't want to do any of that. You know?
Fair enough. Yeah.
They don't want to get off the benefits and go work. They don't want to do that.
Fair.
So and especially without the Muslims and the Arabs. The Arabs own most of the things in this country. Arabs and the Jews, they own most of the things in this country. So without them,
so
gates for these people.
So if the people say like, all right, we're gonna give you 5 years, all right, to continue living here. In these 5 years, we're gonna train our own people, and then come 5 years, they have to fill these capacities, and you guys need to bounce. Well, how would you react to that?
5 years is fair.
Yeah, it's
5 years is fair.
3 years.
No. They're pushing it. If they tell me in 5 years, you have to mentor a young one. No stress, bro.
Fine,
No stress. It's like if we go back home and the Chinese people tell us, okay, you know what, these mines, we're gonna teach you guys how to mine your own gold and how to refine it. Because mining we know, but we just don't refine it in our country, and that's where the money goes.
Yeah.
So if they tell us that that's the rule, they'll take it, bro. We'll take it. Teach us how to do. It's like they say, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day.
Yeah.
If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime.
Bruh, so now that you've mentioned like back home, like there's this thing that's bothering me, man. Like, what's your take on like Amushe, man?
Amushe?
Yeah, man. I don't know if you've been following him, but like he was. There's a picture of him wearing Swapo, and then there's a picture of him wearing EFF, and now he's LPM. What do you think that does to his image?
Bro, he's just hustling, bro. Amushe is ugnet though.
But sometimes I feel like he's fighting for a good cause, but the things he does sometimes is like he discredit himself. Because now he had a large following and people are following him and believing. But now it's like, come on, man, you're wishy-washy at the end of the day.
I think I stand corrected there, but I think they didn't. The party did not. They didn't submit like some paper or financial
the
something for them to get
financial
into
statements,
the like for them to be able to be on the ballot papers.
Yeah.
So that's why he had to get a new
That's why
party
he
because he
left,
still wanted to be active. So I think obviously Swappo won't take a rebel like that. There's no way. So what he did is went to LPM. So I haven't really seen much
Movement.
of him in LPM. But the one thing I saw, was it yesterday or today, was like his assets were frozen or something was taken or something like that.
I think
Allegedly.
they were trying to fight to get his stuff back, man, but I don't think he's getting that cheese back, bro.
Bro, he must just
And
pay
I
the
feel
people
sorry
back.
for everyone who invested in the guy. That's what happens when you try and get a quick buck, bro. Like, nothing comes easy, bro. Work and grind for your shit.
Wow.
I wanted to ask again. I don't know if you follow Cassper, but now he's come on like
I
full
was
force.
waiting for this.
Like,
I was waiting for this.
he's come on like
He's
full
gonna be like
force,
he did.
like Christian, you know, like. And I want to hear first of all, what's your take on it?
Bro, the Lord doesn't pick who to save.
Yeah,
Ne?
yeah,
He loves all his kids equally. You know, we all, depending on obviously on how you grow up, we all have an opinion or like a way that we see God. But until you see him work in your life or work in someone's life,
yeah,
like that's close to you, you won't understand. But I'm not discrediting what he's doing because we need people that are like that or in those spaces for us to be able to win the souls that we need to win.
fair.
As Christians. So
Fair.
I respect it. I
Yeah.
respect it. I don't, obviously his lifestyle has not changed much, but his approach to life
Has been improving.
has changed a lot.
I think
Or
again,
what we can see, basically.
Yeah, it's valid what you're saying, bro. But like for me, when I see that, man, it's like it's a bit of mediocre as well, man. Like
Fair.
you've lived your life of sin and you've chowed the girls, you've made the money, you've done everything, and now you're telling the people, alright, guys, it's not nice here, man.
Yeah. You're saying,
Like, it's like-
it, but look, I also want to get
Yeah,
my
it's like-
chance, then I'll get there.
It's like a rich man telling you, like, guy,
Money
money is
doesn't
not
buy
everything.
happiness.
But every morning, this guy wakes up to grind, bro. He wakes up at 4 a.m, bro. But he's like, bro, money at the end of the day, money is not everything, man. I just find that's fucking mediocre, man. But
It's a
big
valid
ups to
point,
him.
though. It's a valid point. It's
still-
like us saying, don't study paramedics because PTSD. What?
Yeah.
Here you are with your degree, chilling in London.
In London.
Now you're telling some guy who lives in Korea,
Yeah, it's not it.
he can't, or some whatever guy. Nah,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, fair
Like you said,
enough.
it's fair, but it depends on you as a person also. How strong are you?
I'll
You know,
say
how strong is your character and stuff like that.
Even though I say that what he's doing or what he's done is mediocre, I still feel like my connection to God has grown by watching him
Fair.
do that.
That's valid, man.
So it's
I'll
like,
take that.
it works. Like you said, you
Yeah.
need people like him to bring more people in.
Yeah.
But while we're at the topic of religion, I just wanted to ask:
Mm-hmm.
do you think Eve ate the apple, bro? Like, that story of Eve chowing the apple. That story is it? Have you ever put some thought into it? Like, was it really an apple? Or was it something else? Like,
Even like ish, you know this. Like I'll say this.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Me on my Christian walk,
Yeah.
I've also stumbled a bit, fell behind a bit. So
Yeah.
everything I'm saying is the way that I believe it, and I stand corrected again.
that way.
Like the concept of Eve eating the apple. Most of the things in the Bible is either they're spoken in a way like a parable, like a saying,
Yeah.
like the one that you said in Oshawambo, and the one I said about fishing, giving a man a fish and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
They're said in a way that you can interpret it in many ways. Now, eating the apple basically probably comes around the concept of she succumbed to temptation from the devil. And she succumbed to the temptation of being told that, you know what, this garden has 100 trees. Eat from the 99. Leave that one. You understand? It's like you being told, you have all these girls in this
Okay.
world, but you have
Okay.
that one guza that was supposed to be yours, and
Yeah.
you still went for the others and
Okay.
left the one that you give it.
Okay, and with you saying that, man, I wanna follow up to my question. do you think that like that apple? Do you think there's a possibility that that apple may have been like Satan chowing Eve? Like, is there any possibility? Because there's some speculations
what makes you say that?
Because I just feel like in life you need to create a balance, right?
Okay.
And a balance was created when Eve and Satan did the things. Because I genuinely feel like the apple that we're talking about is not an apple. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they chowed each other, and I think Satan was Eve's first love. That's my theory, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's where Cain came about as well. Because how was the bad apple introduced, or the bad seed introduced in the Bible then, if everything was originated from purity?
So I think when it comes to the devil, we have to before Eve, we have to date it back to the days of like when Jesus was sent on earth, when he was on earth. Yeah. So we have to know that the devil was an angel before he was anything else.
Yeah.
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 So he was an angel that wanted powers that was not supposed to be his. He wanted him to be worshipped. So because of that, he was cast out of heaven.
Okay.
So when he came to earth, because he can't rule in heaven, he wanted to rule what's on earth.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So in order for him to be able to do that, that's where all of the stories of him, he tempted Jesus first before he tempted Eve. You know, when he that's how I understand it. No, that's how I understand it.
Wait, what?
That's how I understand it. Not tempted like that.
Jesus
yeah,
first,
like if
right.
on when he finished his 40 days of fasting, then he told him two things. He told him a few things. I need to go back to my Bible, guys. This is embarrassing.
All right.
He told him two things. He told him, jump off this mountain. And let the angels that you believe in, let them save you. And then he also told him, because you've been fasting for 40 days, here's a rock, turn it into bread. It's the same thing probably that he did with Eve.
With Eve, right.
Yeah, like, no, he actually said, and I stand corrected, he said it in the Bible. He said, the reason why you're being told to not eat from that tree is because it's going to open your eyes.
Yeah, it's a tree of knowledge.
It's a tree of knowledge. Yeah. So because of that, it's the same greed that he had, where he wanted all the power that he wanted. It's like him wanting standby, basically.
I hear that, and that's why I still stand. Like, it's a theory,
but
and again, correct me if I'm wrong.
Where does the sex come from, though?
Because
Eve?
Bro, like, you know when you have sex, man, it's like
I don't know.
After you have sex, bro,
I don't know.
You come to your senses, bro. Like,
post that clarity.
Yes, post that clarity, bro. So it's like they didn't know that they were naked until she came, and then she was like, "Oh,
no,
fuck."
But then, if that was the case, then why did Adam also see that he was naked?
Because she went, she showed the guy that this thing is nice. Come chow here.
If the purity, if the opening of the eyes was due to intimacy between the devil and Eve, then Adam should have been kept out of it.
No.
Do you understand?
No.
Yeah, because he wasn't involved in the act.
Satan just initiated them to say, let me show you how it's done. All right? And then Eve went to Adam now. And told him, I learned something here. It's nice.
It's nice. I don't think so. We both probably have to go back and go read and find another revelation. Cool. That one is wrong.
All right.
That one is wrong.
This is a theory. Don't quote me on it. But again, why do you think like Christianity is mocked so much, man? Like, you look at other religions there, and like people are just chilled about it. But when it comes to Christianity, it's like people are so easy to mock it. And did you see the opening ceremony of the Olympics? That was crazy, bro. That was crazy. I saw that and I was like, bro, you are desecrating literally the Last Supper, bro. Like, whoa. What's your point on it?
I think we are mocked so much because just like everyone else, I am just.
I can hear that. Sorry.
I am just as guilty,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of lukewarm Christians, including myself.
Yeah.
So we are guilty for not standing firm in what we believe and sticking to what the word says.
Yeah.
because there's many stories in the Bible. There's many examples where people know the word, but they don't abide to it.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's where we fall short. And the thing about the Muslim religion is why it's not easy to mock them is because to them A is A, B is B. If you step out,
there's no loopholes.
There's no loopholes. You understand? With us, we know what it is, but we are laid back. We are laid back with our belief.
All right.
And that's why it's easy. It's easy to pick on somebody that's not firm. It's easy to pick on somebody you know that they know, but you know that they're not firm. They're not strong.
So what do you then think that Christians need to do for them to assert this sort of level of respect, to say like, you know what, nah, fuck this, man. You can't be doing this on my religion. Because there's so many videos of people burning Bibles, but not a lot of videos of people burning other religions. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying. Like what we need to do is
when do you then draw the line of being peaceful?
I think that's what we've chosen this whole time. It's peace. Because what we could have done is we could have burned back. Do you understand? But what we chose is the road of peace. And I think what we should do is we need to start with ourselves.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to say, those they need to do I, they need to do what.
Yeah.
It's easy to say that, but we forget to always start with where is it that I can be in a circle of people that mock
that are doing
God,
this,
but as soon as I walk in, they know that no, here I can't. You know, because it starts with small things like that. Like people know you're a Christian.
Yeah.
But if they want to talk nonsense about Christianity and you walk in, they'll continue because they know this one on weekends is one of us. So it's okay. Today we can talk nonsense. But you know, that's just it's you getting to that place where you're firm with your belief. It's just a journey, but because they see that, they use that as a loophole. So with Muslims, they don't really see that loophole of I'm just using Muslims because coming into this country, I think we're exposed a lot to Muslims.
Yeah.
It's not so much
back home. A common thing back home,
we expose so much to Muslims that like you just learn more about their belief, you know, and how strong and firm they are in their belief.
Okay. And you are a full Christian, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So and what's your native tribe?
I'm a Chimbundu.
You're Chimbundu.
Yeah, through.
Cool. So where do you draw the line between respecting your tradition and the introduction of Christianity into our cultures?
Sure. It's a good one.
Like, for example, we did not know Christianity a few hundred years ago. It was something that was introduced to us by missionaries.
Yeah.
So if I was to come to you and say, you know what, I believe in my ancestors, I'm not big on Christianity because it's not my thing. How would you view me then?
Sure, that's a good one. It's
the biggest podcast in the world. This is.
That's a good one. You know, actually, I'll tell you this. I never thought of it like that.
Really?
I actually never thought. Yeah.
For real?
No. Like mixing.
Is that because you just see like your tradition as everything that they do that's native, then it's considered witchcraft? Is that the reason?
I mean that's how we see most things that are outside of what we know.
Yeah.
To understand, I think it's about knowing.
Yeah.
So anything that's outside what you know is strange to you, and you're going to see it differently.
Okay.
So it's either you understanding that person is not exposed to what you're exposed to. Like some auntie in the village is not exposed to a Bible like you are.
Yeah.
You understand? So you would believe more the Bible, and she would believe more herbs. She's not exposed to a hospital like you are. So she will believe more in using herbs to treat herself, and you would go to a doctor. So,
but would you judge her for it?
Would I judge her for it?
And say what you're doing is what's the word? You're worshiping pagan gods. That's what it's considered.
If you have a statue that you're worshiping, and I will say this.
Yeah.
I will probably have some element of judgment. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, because it's just what we're exposed to at the end of the day. It's what you're exposed to. I will have some element of judgment, and I think as is for all of us, we'll have some element of wanting to let them see how we see things.
How you see things. Okay.
And I think like which is a very good example, like the one that you used, it's us being exposed to Christianity by the colonizers. Do you understand? So they made us see different, and then we started believing that. But I say this, but on the flip side of that, as a person, you will come to a place where who was I don't know, I was having a conversation with someone where the belief has to come from personal experience.
Okay.
It's like going to church.
Yeah.
Initially as a kid, you had to.
You have to.
There was just no choice. But you will reach a certain point in your life where there are things that happen, and I say this because I went through a couple of things where I know if it was not for God, I don't know. Honestly, even if we had the aunties and the ancestors and the whatnot, I don't think they would have brought me through that.
100%, yeah.
Until you experience that yourself, you won't fully understand, like, the power that's with knowing God, and being a godly child, or at least trying to be, because that's what we are trying to be.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question I have for you is: do you believe in destiny, or do you think we create our own paths?
Yo. Did you Google these things?
Nah, man. I come up with this shit like in my sleep, bro. I'm just there like.
Oh man. This is probably gonna be a very smart answer. Sometimes I think on the spot, but don't quote me on this. But I think.
No, it's your opinion.
Yeah,
It's your.
Okay. Now you can quote me on this one. It's my opinion. 50 Cent is no opinion.
Yours,
this is
bro,
not alleged. I think I believe in destiny, but I have to create my own path to the destiny that I believe.
Okay, wait. Let's backtrack. You believe in destiny,
but
you believe that you have to create your own destiny.
No, you have to create
your own path.
It's like knowing the destination.
Okay.
But
all right. So you're saying is like God has anointed you to be the president of Namibia, but it's up to you to get there.
Yeah.
Wow, that's valid, man.
Yeah.
That's fucking valid, bro. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's dope.
Because you can use it. You can use it with a simple thing like it's even, I'll quote the Bible a lot because it's probably the only thing that I know.
Yeah.
It's like the Bible, like the Bible says, faith without work is dead.
Yeah.
So God will give you faith for you to know what you want, what you feel like you deserve.
Yeah.
But if you don't put in the work for you to be able to achieve the things that you're faithful in, or that you're faithful for, you won't get to it.
You won't get there.
If you don't pray, if you don't put yourself and expose yourself to people and places that are going to bring you to that place, then there's just you're not going to get there. Like you know that you have to get there, but you won't get there. There's many examples like disciples that saw the promised land.
Yeah.
Like they knew that there is a promised land, but they had to pass through, like the Egyptians had to pass through the Red Sea to get to the promised land. Like they were told.
I think they didn't even get there.
Yeah, there's it's only Moses that
generations
didn't get there.
to get there.
They got there. It's just Moses that didn't get there because of what? Lack of discipline.
Was Moses? I thought he was disciplined, man.
No, Moses was told pointed because he was. I stand corrected again. He was told to point at the rock for him to get water from the rock, and then he hit it. So because of that, he saw the land, but he didn't get there. But everyone else went.
Because I thought the reason why he didn't get there was
corrected, guys. I must go back and read my Bible.
It wasn't because of him. It was because of how disobedient the people were. So things like them creating like idols to worship that delayed their process.
No, that time they were already there.
Yeah, man.
They were already there.
They were on their way there.
They were already there.
Vasco, you must go read your Bible.
No, I will, but that I know. Because the thing is, he left. I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
Somebody left and then came back, and then the people were, is where manna comes from. You know when they say that food doesn't come from manna.
Yeah.
It came from there. Like the people were just supposed to believe that I took you from Egypt. To the promised land, and I'm going to feed you. You don't see it, but it's coming. So it's that thing of believing, and they didn't. And they started worshiping other gods. They started doing their own things, and that's where I don't know who it was, but I know most likely Moses didn't make it. But I stand corrected. I need to go back.
Yeah, he didn't make it, but I think he saw it. He saw it. He grew up seeing it, and But also, just one last thing that I would say on this is I think we forget a lot, or we blame a lot of things. We blame a lot of things on God, and why is this happening to me? Why am I going through this? But I think something that we forget to understand is you need to go through the journey for you to appreciate the destination.
Fact.
And I think that was the main message that I took from that whole chapter or that whole book, was that these people had to go through all this suffering for them to sort of appreciate the promised land. And I think that's what I take into my daily life as well. Like, whatever it is that you're going through, I think you need to learn and understand that it's for a reason, because it's sort of like it's like a process where God is a blacksmith, right? And he's pounding you, he's chowing you there, right? He needs to chow you until you become like a proper weapon to be used. But yeah, I think we've spent enough time on this. I just wanted to know, like, what's your net worth, bro? Like,
my net worth?
Yeah.
I don't have. What is a net worth actually?
Like, well, how much are you worth, bro?
How much am I worth, bro? You can calculate your net worth on delusion also sometimes.
Tell me all about the delusion, bro.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, because apparently I have too much for me to know. I don't have, guys. Even me, I'm struggling.
Guys, you don't
I'm
even
just
look.
a simple employer, bro.
I should ask your accountant. Is that an AP, bro? Like, is that an AP?
Bro, why does everyone ask? It's just a watch. Nah, bro, I don't know what the net worth is, to be honest.
All right. I'm not gonna ask you. So, bro, you know what? I was in a cab the other day, no? It was being driven by this uncle, bro. He's from Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
And he told me, like, he came here with his master's in education, so he came to teach. He taught for only, I think, a year or two. And then he was like, you know, fuck this, bro. Apparently the youth is disrespectful, right? Like, imagine you're coming from like back home, where you think you can discipline the lighties and like you got the control, and then you come here and you're like, actually it's the opposite.
Yeah.
You have to let them wild out. Like, I saw a video of a teacher being chowed there.
In America, it's America, bro. Americans, that's not the real place. America is like a.
Bro, that's crazy.
America is like a. I don't know. It's like it's a game, bro. The things that happen in that country is just wow. Actually,
imagine you are watching a video of your dad being chowed.
And then he wants to come home and can discipline me.
Fuck, that's crazy.
I'll say two things, crazy. And then that will lead me to a question that I want to ask you also. I actually have a question to ask you. A few questions. That leads me to two things. Like, number one is I've been saying this. I cannot raise a kid in this country. I'll go to jail. Yeah. I'll go to jail.
That's rich, man.
That's straight.
But how do you then raise? Let's say you have a child, like, in the next few months.
That's my question for you, though.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
that's my question for you. So before we get to that, I just wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
You know, I know, like, coming here for all of us was a different journey, depending on when and how you got here.
Yeah.
And the struggles. You know what you left back home. You know what you came for.
Yeah.
So, two questions for you. Number one is, how did you, like, keep your head above the waters? And, like, where are you standing now? Like, how are you? Like, genuinely, how are you as a gen? How are you doing?
I think I'll answer your second question first. I think right now, as a person, I think I'm in a much better space, mentally wise. I think physically wise as well. I think just overall, I think it was a journey, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think for me, I depended on like the social circle. I used to think of myself as like I need to go out there to sort of like recharge myself through like people, like just me coming out and hanging out with you guys. That was sort of like my coping mechanism. Fair. Or just me chilling and like going over, having a few drinks and chilling and all that. Or like taking the missus and then, you know what, let's go on vacation. But yeah, it was stress, man. It was fucking crazy. I think it man, like I have mad respect for everyone or anyone who leaves their family back home to come to a faraway place, because it's not like we're like 2.5 hours away. It's like 18. How far are we? 18, plus 19 hours. It's fucking far, bro.
Give or take.
So I think it's necessary sacrifices as well. Because at the end of the day, back home, what is there? You know, like you could stay with your family, or you could choose and be the person who believes in money is not everything. And you can stay home and you can survive. You can exist. Or you can come here and you can do more than just exist, you know?
So what would you have done different had you known what you know now?
Had I known.
Yeah, to when you came here, what would you have done different?
What
You're
would I
not
have
used to
done?
being asked questions.
Yeah.
I can see, yeah.
Hey, yo.
Shumajawiza.
Hey, fuck, bro. What would I have done different?
Yeah, like you know now how
Yeah.
okay.
I probably would have saved. I probably would have saved more money.
Facts.
I would have saved.
Facts.
First things first. I would have saved more money. I would have told myself that you don't need to show people. Or you don't need to spend money for validation. Like
Yeah.
I think for me coming here, the main thing was seeking validation. Because when I left Namibia, I was broke as fuck. I was in debt when I came here.
Sure.
So
But you cleared it.
Yeah, man.
Kudos
Come on,
to
like, easy. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's
Easy.
get it.
So I had that thing of like, bruh, I'm coming from nothing, and like I gotta show them now. Yeah, I'm the man now.
I'm the guy,
I got cheese now. I got fucking cheese for days. You know, like you go to a place, you're fucking spending unnecessary money, bro. Like, I'm proud of myself too, because even though I was fucking up financial wise, I was still doing things with the money. So yeah, I think I would have told myself to just put a bit more money in the bag than Chandiki, than just chill. I think I would have worked harder as well, because there was so much bread to be made during COVID time, and we were just fucking chilling, bro.
Actually, last question before you continue asking me.
Yeah.
Now that actually opened up a question that I always hear this question being asked, and it's a question that I reflected on a couple of times.
Yeah.
What would you have told, like, 7-year-old you or 10-year-old you? Like, you know where you are now, mentally, emotionally, physically, you know, financially, you know where you are, spiritually even.
Yeah.
What would you have told your younger self?
I think I would have told myself to just believe. No, I can't say I should tell myself to believe in myself, because I've always believed in myself. I've always been delusional, bro. Like my level of delusion was always crazy, bro. I'd be at home, like just on the calculator, counting digits, and I'm just like, so if I can buy a cab here, and I'll have some Zaki here, Kanyana here, and then I'll be able to build this. I'll be able, you know. And my mom would look at me, and my cousins would look at me and be like, bro, what the fuck, bro? you don't even have cab money, bro, but you're here counting shit. I think what I would have told myself is just to hold on.
Yeah.
I think I would have told myself to just believe a bit more.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of times where I was just like, man, fuck, man. This is not looking. It's not looking.
It's not looking.
Yeah, it's not looking good. And I probably would have told myself to take my school a bit more serious. Because I never was one to believe in the education system.
Really?
I was always like, fuck. I remember even asking my lecturer one time, like, ma'am, like, once we finish with these papers, what are we going to use them? These qualifications. You're looking at the industry and you're just like, people are being fucked left, right, and center, bro. And you're just like, man, I can't, man. Like, and then obviously, it turns out like God had a plan. So yeah, I would have done a bit more education wise, I think, because I think we've got the brains for it, but the entertainment gets too much. And yeah, I think one more thing I would have told myself is just I don't know, I probably would have asked my mom to keep me in like a local school, other than send me to like a
what school were you at?
Academia. Yeah, I think it was the right thing to do, but
to send you to academia.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it put me in a position where you're going to this school now, and you have this impression of everybody else here is good.
Okay.
Like it's only until you get to know the people and then you get to realize that we're all the same, bro.
Good academically, or like doing
good financial wise. I think my thing was my struggle was never like academics. It was always like wondering whether I fit in or not. Because it was always a thing of like, for me to chow a hot dog at lunch, I need to fidget a few numbers here and there. I need to lie to my mom to give me an extra $2 because cab and this and this. Then I need to try and get this and this, you know, like it was always like, and then you see the other homie is telling you, this Ali gives me a 50 every day. And I'm just like, bro, fuck, man. Like, yeah, man, like, hey, man, I don't know. I think I would have appreciated a space where I was in a school where everyone was we are just all the same.
The same.
There's no one driving a car.
You have those guys.
There's no one coming to farewell with a expensive shoe. None of that.
I think that's where I appreciate having lived in the hostel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even though I was at a school where there were a lot of kids that were like that were well off, né?
Yeah.
We had a good balance of kids that are with you on the same level, you know, financially. So it was never a thing of, oh, demand at Mirzak. But you know how we always, birds of the same feather flock together.
Yeah.
You would always just find
find each other.
You stick to that crew. Yeah, you will find each other, and then you're like, I know. If I have $1, this one also just has $1.
Yeah.
That one also just has $1.
We'll put the numbers together, yeah.
But if we put all those dollars together, we'll get 3 chips, we'll just let it go in the circle and
circular,
yeah. So it builds character, man. It
that's
builds
fucking dope. Yeah, that spirit of Ubuntu as well, man. Like togetherness as well. But yeah, man. Any more questions that you have for me?
Nah, like when you came here, you're not inked up, bro. So what's the story behind yours?
Oh, okay.
This is episode 4, bro.
Yeah, I've
never spoken about your chappies. To the kids out there, please don't do it.
Yeah, I think you've got yours.
Don't do it.
but I think for me, this was like it wasn't fully executed as to how I wanted it to be, right? I wanted like the lion to be like in the borders of the African map. If you see it properly, it's got like the lion at the top, and then the African map, you got the tree of life, you've got an elephant and the baby elephant, and then you've got Namibia. So it's a very long story that I can try and explain. But
do you think actually, having come here, I've seen how many Namibians? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of us get tattoos. Do you think we succumb to peer pressure, or is it a thing?
I think
or did you have that? Like
I think
then before you got it.
I think for me, the things that I do now is not so much of peer pressure. I think me personally is things that I've always wanted to, but never had the capacity to do the things.
Sure.
Like you see like when I drip, for example, it's not because
and I'll say this
I've always
camera,
wanted to
50s drip is
sometimes
10.
Sometimes
nah, all the time.
But like that, for example, like I've always had the desire for drip. Like I'd go to like Komatara, like in Ondangwa, for example, and my mom would buy me like thrift clothes, right? For like 50 and 50, you know, here and there, and then she'll wash them, we'll make it tune it, mama. Like, and then when I go back to school, I'm that motherfucker, you know. but then people will be like, I think Pandeni, for example, I told him like, bro, is that thrift? Huh? And then he was like, bro, I can't wear thrift, bro, I can't wear. But eventually he was like, bro, where do I get those? Bro?
Not everyone can execute it though.
Yeah,
that's one thing we need to understand.
Yeah.
Like Eddie's swag, not everyone can execute that. Especially yours can't be replicated.
It's different.
That one is different.
But
yours can't be replicated because I think
you just get used to it, man.
Yeah, I asked my housemate Desire this one time, and it's like I think everyone dresses according to. Like it's like you said, now we have access to a lot of things. I didn't know. I was always a Nike fan.
Yeah.
Because even if you look at my laptop, like one Nike thing I had there is just the swoosh sign. That was my motto throughout my year. Nice. My year that I was repeating. Nice. Like in varsity.
Yeah.
And coming here, and one thing people need to understand about us being here is it's not that we have money to buy those things. It's just accessible.
Yeah. It's too accessible.
With like £5, I can get a very tough Nike Tira anyway.
Yeah.
You understand?
Just chill, yeah.
Back home with the 200, you won't get a Nike Tira anyway.
Yeah.
You understand? But when it comes to drip,
you put it on and you clean. And I think that's what people need to understand. It's like, bro, like we have different levels of clean. You know, like for me, I man, like it's like it's like you put on your stuff, you put on cologne, like you smell good, you put on, you look clean, and, you know. And like for me, like if I do that, it's like it's dope. But I don't wanna like. I don't want to look like Vasco, you know. Like I don't want to look like Eddie. I want to do something different. Like I've always wanted to do something different, and I think that's where I get my confidence from.
Fair.
Because I'm like, I could rock the dumbest shit ever, bro. I remember buying pens one day from, I think, Mr. Price, and I was like, I need to tune them, and I cut them, bro. Like, fuck, man, I cut them like this, like, and then I put them together, and when I wore them, the idea was good. But when I wore them, one side was flapping, like, and it was windy, so it looked fucking weird, man. But I still wore them because I was like, you know what, fuck it, it's my shit, I'm gonna rock it. I think that's how I got my confidence.
No, I don't know if I ever said this to your face, but when it comes to like a person that has just different tough swag, I'll give it to you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no, I'll give it to you.
Thanks.
When it comes to our brands, I think everyone has.
When it comes to watches, I'll give it to you.
No, I just have this one.
That's an AP, bro. Why are you hiding?
It's
That's
not, guys.
fucking
This is a
AP, bro.
10-pound watch, bro.
Right,
It's 50 cents. You take that 10 pounds and you make it look like a meal. It just depends on who it's on. You understand? And how you style it. But
100%. Oh yeah, this has been dope, man. Bro, it's been a long time coming, man. I think you've been I think this episode has been pending for like since 2021, bro.
Yeah, I've been
since
begging, is what he's saying.
2021, bro. Nah, not begging, but he's not been begging. But like since 2021, we've been saying that we're gonna do this shit. But like, yeah, we're back at it again, and we're gonna be doing a few more.
Dope.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, I think we're gonna cut this even before this already.
Yeah, no stress.
So it will probably cut somewhere where you're having a conversation. So it will look weird, but like
look dope.
Once the edits go on, man, it's gonna be fucking dope. But yeah, anything else that you wanna say? Maybe I'll ask you a question as to say like, how are you doing though? Like, again, I'll ask you the same question you asked me. Like, what was it like for you to come here? What was your journey like, and how did you cope with it? Because, bro, you don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't do fuck all, bro. Other than praying, how else did you cope, bro? Like, bro, you fascinate me, man. Like, I was like, yo, how do you do it?
Like, I think when we had the conversation the day before yesterday, I told you that, transparency and always being true to yourself. If this is going to be in there, then it's good. If not, then it's fine. Right? Transparency
and we'll keep it rolling.
And being true to yourself.
Yeah.
Being true to yourself is what's key in this society filled with like social media and we just see what people want us to see. We don't see them struggling. People didn't see us when we were banging out 3-4 overtime shifts in the space of 7 days. You only sleep one. Like, they don't see that. All they see is you wearing a Nike shoe and a Nike shirt. Like, this guy's living. You're out one trip every 3 months.
Hey, bro, I came one day here, there was a 6-pack of Red Bull. I was like, hey, yo, bro. Who buys Red Bull 6-pack? Yeah.
Honestly, for me, I will not take credit away from my circle.
Nice.
Yeah, like my circle. They kept you tight. I was lucky enough to have Namibians with me, and it's people that build character. Like they said, they fed me a teaspoon of cement every day.
Nice.
To make me strong.
To make you strong, yeah. Nice.
But my circle honestly kept me grounded. They kept me from missing home, because I came at it was not a nice time. I literally lost my dad. The year before, like a few months before I came here, I lost my dad.
Damn, bro.
So it was a thing of lost my dad, buried him. I was straight back at work. Before I knew it, I was out of the country.
That's crazy, bro.
So yeah, it was a roller coaster, man. Like you said, it was a roller coaster. It was not nice. You go through a lot of stages of like character building. Who are you? I don't know if you ever asked yourself the question when you were here.
Yeah.
I questioned who I am as a person.
Really?
Number one, as a Christian. Number two, and my purpose. And all of that happened within the first year. Literally, there are times where you're just in the room and you ask yourself all of these deep questions that you never thought you'd ask yourself. But
now that you've asked yourself, like, what is your purpose in life, bro?
Bro, I find joy genuinely, and people that know me would know this. I find joy in being there for people.
Nice.
That, honestly, if that's the last thing I do, that's what I'll do for life.
Nice.
I find joy in making a difference.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope.
I find joy in being the change. But
that's dope.
That's fucking dope. That's my purpose.
I think we'll speak on it maybe on the next session.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people understand what you mean by that. I can resonate to it.
Yeah.
Because I have the same feelings towards what you're just talking about now. What do you think about passion killing back home, man?
I think we need to. It started. I remember the first time I heard about passion killing. What's this albino artist guy's name, man? What's his name?
Damn, what's the guy's name? Fact checker. What's the guy's name?
What is the albino Jackson, man?
Fuck, I forgot him. I know.
You know who you're talking about?
Yeah.
He's the first guy that I ever heard kill a girlfriend.
A girlfriend, yeah.
I think we need to get away with calling it passion killing.
Yeah.
Because the only person that was ever killed for passion of loving was Jesus. That's it. Everyone else, that's just murder, bro. That's straight up murder.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah,
fair
you need
enough,
to learn maturity to accept.
To accept, yeah.
When people don't want you anymore, you need to learn maturity to accept that life is tough, bro. People change.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
It's just how it is.
Yeah. But it's on the rise. Like I think it has seasons, man. It's on the rise, then it's not.
Then it goes down.
As soon as one starts, it's like a domino effect.
Yeah.
Every other week, somebody's killing someone, and it's not passion killing; it's murder.
Why do you think these guys are driven to doing these things, or like, what makes them like? What fuels them up so bad to say, you know what, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you?
I think for men, it's pride.
Pride, eh?
Yeah.
Pride is the devil.
Because as a man, we know, like men will cheat, and let me say we will think that it's okay. But as soon as a woman does that back to you, then it's a problem. Understand?